going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back on the bench. We are the bench with the boys.
My name is Erik.
I'm sorry about last time, guys. I just want to apologize. I wasn't all in there.
You're feeling bad, right?
I'm feeling bad. But before we get into any sad stories, we have a fun-packed episode for all your listeners today. But first of all, roll call. Who's on the bench today?
My name is Erik. I said it once and nobody paid attention, so I just said it again.
So it's to interrupt.
Yeah, that's why I said it. My name is Erik. You're always the first one, so this time it's going to be me. But using your name.
Well, I'm Diego the Troll. I'm Diego the Troll.
Who are you again?
Shit,
it's been so long.
That leaves me with Marco. I'm Marco the Interrupter.
And I'm Edgar.
No,
Le
you're not.
Smug.
No, you're not. The Smug.
But obviously, you know who it is. You know who we are. So, guys, a quick rundown of today's episode. We got Champions League. A little, I guess, small coverage on Europa. I guess you can consider
The greatest European competition
all day, bro,
on the planet.
And of course, we got a live halftime special. So we'll be excited to see you guys there. But a little housekeeping for you. What happened? You good?
I just realized I'm the odd one out here again. Every time. Keep going. I'll tell you why later.
Odd one out.
Odd one out. All right, yeah, figure that
Okay.
out. But a little
Don't ask
housekeeping.
him because he's going to try to loop it back to Liverpool like he always does. Don't ask
Somehow
him.
he does.
Just keep it going. Just keep it rolling.
I know a little housekeeping. What platforms can everybody listen to us on? You forgot them.
I don't remember, so I'm going to cheat again. If you want to catch our podcast, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Play.
Make sure you guys give us a fuck. What?
Interrupter. I thought you're not interrupter today.
It's Google Podcast now. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, they changed the Google Podcast?
Yeah.
All right, get your shit right there.
Oh, nice.
Make sure you guys give us a follow, comment on Instagram. Damn, I screwed up now. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Benchwarmers FC.
And if you want to watch us and watch Tech Ball, you can do it on YouTube at Benchwarmers FC.
You sound like those cars. Tech ball.
The thing is that you guys did it to me
Squiggly
multiple times, so now
Arm
It's a car dealership announcement, bro.
Yo, family got a little that thing. Yeah, man. I fucking love that.
If you want to drop us a line, make sure you write it to bench@benchwarmersfc.com. And when you get to any of our social media channels, especially Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, make sure you follow, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We want to hear from all of our listeners like you.
Boom.
Okay, and if you want to let us know which is the best one, I vote Diego at announcing. Jesus
Oh
Christ,
my God.
all three of us messed up on that
I
one.
know.
Diego was on point. Right here, man. Right here. Killing it.
This
He's
is the one
preparing
time.
for
The
it.
one time he's gonna give you a high five.
Yeah,
Right now,
enjoy it, bro.
I'm never going to wash this glove now.
I'm going to throw it away.
I'm going to frame this glove and be like, remember that time you agreed with me? Remember that time?
The one time you gave me
Miracles are
kudos.
possible. Miracles are possible. But look, guys, like Marco said, Tech Ball. We are renting the table out. You guys will see on YouTube and girls will see on YouTube that this table is for all. No
Yes.
matter the age.
We had a very awesome outing at Red Bull Arena, which we had mentioned in our last episode. But because of that, that's why we're pushing and we're hoping to get the table out to as many people as we can so you can try it out for both parents, fans, kids, footballers, even people that you would think would be a bit more casual about it. They actually find it very fun. So we're trying to make that available.
And remember, it's not only for footballers. There's tech ping pong and there's
Right.
also tech volley, which are very, very fun. And if you can't afford a table to rent it out and there's community events, let us know. We've had big success with telling the communities for community fairs that we're going to show up, do it for free, just as an activity for the community and help us spread the word. We'll come to your town, set it up, play with you all day, and hopefully we'll be able to get some tables out to the public.
That's it, spread the word exactly. But beside that, we also have some special guests coming up in the near future. So make sure you stay up to date with us on Instagram because that's where we kind of keeping everything kind of active for you guys to kind of know what's going on in our worlds. What?
We tried to.
We try to. I'm trying to make a commitment, Marco, but thanks for. That's our
Let's the other one.
He's been waiting for that since we hit record. Since we hit record.
Nah, I don't.
No, it's when you do something dumb.
Oh.
It's not a joke. It's the other one. No, the dumbest thing is for me. I'm just telling you.
Wow.
There you go, Marco. When you say something dumb, there you go. But yeah, so make sure you guys stay tuned because I think it's gonna be a couple of interesting, different perspectives we'll be getting on.
Hopefully,
this
finally.
show. So to kick it off, where's the whistle at?
It's right here for you, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's kind of tangled
It's
up.
behind me.
Yeah.
Where were you sticking that whistle?
Oh, Diego, tell me.
It was on the chair.
All right. That's it, man. We're gonna kick off.
The champions. That's my
What's
best
the better
rendition,
league?
man.
What's the better league?
I don't even know the Europa jingle.
But neither do I.
We're gonna say Europa. That even sounds depressing. Like it's just a lower.
Europa. Shut up. You can't talk about it.
I told you I was on Man Out today.
You
I'm
can't.
really the only one who should be talking about this segment.
Oh,
And there it is. Hold on. Let me show the camera.
What I tell you? I told you he was gonna find
The Smug
one.
is back.
Not only
The Smug is back.
that he had to show the camera, but he showed the camera that's not facing him. The only one is not facing him.
He purposely got in front of the camera just to block all of us off and just put his smug face. Oh, that deserves all.
Well, since you wanted to make it all about Liverpool, we're gonna start with that match: Liverpool versus our very own Red Bull's finest, Jesse Mars. Guys, sweating balls, sweating bullets.
That's why I'm wearing the U.S. Jersey.
Yeah, you're representing today.
Representing Jesse Marsh, dude. That was amazing.
That was amazing.
amazing.
There's a video out that Red Bull's posted, and I think it was actually the New York page. I'm not sure. But definitely Red Bull's posted it. It's his team talk. Jesse Marsh's team talk in the locker room before they go out. And he's like...
During halftime or before the game?
No, before the game, because he's talking about, we got to let them know that we're there. Like, we're not just going to play flashy. We're not just going to play nice. We're not going to play organized. We have to get in their faces. We have to body them. And he was, like, making movements with, like, you know, if you have to put an elbow somewhere, just do it. Make yourself a physical presence.
Man, you know, I
right?
like that.
It was nice. And
like
the
that.
fact is, he starts it out in German, actually.
Oh, wow.
And German already is I would say is a very powerful language.
Yeah.
Like at least the tone
stuff,
for
yeah.
it, the tone for it is very strong. And he really, man, it really pumps you up.
I mean, it pumps us
I'm
up
gonna
because,
take that.
you know, we don't understand what German is
No,
saying.
I had no idea what
But
he was saying.
under German, it was like a little weak and didn't sound as strong.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Like,
I think
you have to be able to understand it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
he did almost sound like he repeated himself. I'm not sure if for anyone who does speak German, please let us know. But
Well, I'm remember to ask you for the link later so I can put
Yeah,
it in the
sure.
description below.
But all right, so I thought I was gonna get to talk, but you're already dominating
I'm
the conversation.
trying to prevent you from talking because you guys are 3-0 up, and then you're about to pull Barcelona. I don't know what's happening.
But we did what Barcelona couldn't do, and we won.
Oh my god.
Oh, you just lined me up for it. Nah, but for real. Great, best 35 minutes of Liverpool I've seen, and then worst 35 minutes followed right after. We were 3-0 up. They get a goal towards the end. That South Korean dude up top for RB Leipzig. New guy. I still haven't learned his name, but he is phenomenal. Yo, he broke Van Dijk. Please tell me you guys saw that.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, come on. It was nice. Come on.
I favorited that.
No,
game.
he did. He did. We broke
He
him.
broke him. It
for
looked
sure.
nice. And then he
Every time
was
I see
able
that-
to finish the play.
Every time I see
down.
that clip, I post it. I reshare it.
But keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'm giving him props. But no, from Liverpool's end, we were doing very good attacking wise. I love what Firmino and Salah and Mane are doing. They're looking legit. They're looking like they know what to do. Problem is they can't do it for a full 90 minutes.
Takumi. Minamino.
Miamino.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
what I gotta give props to Leipzig is that
Salzburg.
Salzburg. Is that they didn't care they were 3-0 down.
No.
It looked like it was still 0-0 at 3-0 down. And that was a fighting spirit that they had to bring it back. What faulted them a little bit was they still don't have the composure in defense. That's what cost them, because as soon as Liverpool turned it back up again for 5 minutes in the second half, we were able to get that goal and make it 4-3. And that's really it. Then we tried to lock it down again, but there were several times where they could have legit put in a couple more goals. We also missed a few. Don't get me wrong, but nobody's put us up against our back like they did at Anfield.
At Anfield, which
That's
is, I
the
think that's
scary
the more
part.
impressive part.
And honestly, we haven't had that many clean sheets this year. I'm a little nervous. Our defense isn't as robust as it was last year.
But
It
you're
feels
scoring.
like we're scoring. But I don't need Andy Robertson to be scoring. I don't need Trent to be scoring. They did score and they combined, but what I needed Robertson to do was not let that for the third goal. Andy was tracking the guy out. He let him turn, he let him serve it, and that led to the goal.
Yeah, hold on.
If he would have just been playing good, strong defense, that doesn't go in. He's a defender first, and that's my only critique. It was funny because I watched the Red Man TV, and for the first half, people were giving like 8s and 9s for Liverpool. We were doing great. For the second half, everybody was giving like 3s and 4s. So at the end of the game, when they asked what's a player's rating, everybody was like, no, he was a 9. No, he was a 6. Well, yeah, Andy Robertson was a 9 because he scored. But for me, he was a 4 because he let the guy score. You know what I mean? He didn't do his primary job first.
I'll take that.
So that's, for me, there's roles on the field. You got to do your primary job first. Once you do your primary job, you can get claps for the additional you do. Robertson and
Marco Ventura, baby, let's go.
I'm speechless. I've never seen Edgar speak like this.
What?
So
just because of that, I'm not going to interrupt after this.
That's all the critique I'm going to give Liverpool. There's more to be had, but we got to continue the conversation, and I want to take it to Salzburg. I initially thought this group was going to be cakewalk. Liverpool first, Napoli second, Salzburg and Ghent out. I take it back. Ghent and Napoli tied. Salzburg looks like they're a legit team. I don't know who's going to get out of this group.
Yeah. Well, do you know what the result was between Salzburg and Ghent?
Salzburg was 6, Ghent was 2. Yeah, the only reason we're in second place is our head-to-head.
So this group is still wide open.
Oh, it's completely open. And Napoli should have beat Ghent.
And even Ghent's in too.
But Ghent's in it because they got the draw against Napoli.
So this group, at this point,
it really is.
It's turning out to be a black horse group. So
what I did learn today was Salzburg, in the first 9 matches of the season, like right now, they've won. First of all, they've won the Austrian, I guess, league for 6 years in a row.
Nice.
6 years. And then already in 9 matches, they've scored 4 goals. No, sorry. At least 5 goals in every match except for 1. So they've scored a total of 40 goals in 9 matches.
Jeez. And the way they're doing it, the way they stuck us, like Liverpool's
thing was... And the fact they put 3 more pressing against Liverpool, which arguably is probably one of the best defenses that I guess in European football can offer. That's just something. That's just something to the guy that's behind that team, man.
Hold on. What's going on right now, dude? He's criticizing Liverpool. He's complimenting. I'm so mind blown right now.
It's because he's talking down about Liverpool. He gave a backhanded compliment. You heard that?
But it wasn't at the same time.
It was like they're one of the best defenses who got scored on 3 times.
No, but it just
I heard it.
But you were saying it's against Salzburg, but still.
But the way Salzburg did it though, did you see it? I mean, the high end pressure. They put the team that got famous for pressure.
Marsh's style. That's Marsh's style right there.
Red Bull straight up.
Now, allowing the goals, is that just Marsh's style too?
I mean...
That was the issue we had with Red Bulls New York. He would also let in the goals. He could never get the strong defense.
I mean, I guess so.
But he did find key defensive players that are called up to the national team now. So, give him a little more time.
But the national team, love you, but no.
I just want to say the 4th goal that Salah scored was kind of lucky.
The
way it bounced him in between the 2 defenders after
that wasn't lucky. Did you see the deft header from Firmino? I mean, come on, it's quality to line it up. Don't tell me he's not world class. When he set that up, he knew what he was doing. Professionals at that level know what they're doing.
I would put more on Salah for having the technique to finish that off, but all right. I mean,
look, we're gonna get into the Tadic and Vandelder or whatever the guy's name is from Ajax.
No.
If you guys saw that, that'll tell you how professional and quality these guys are. They don't really need to know where their players are. They just know where to put it for their teammates to get
I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that point. I don't want to see Salah's 4th goal that you're talking about right now. I'll set it up. But
all right.
Next one. On the docket.
You good?
I'm good.
Who we got?
We're good.
You sound stressed out, man.
I
kind of did want to ask you about what Klopp said, actually. Before we go on to the next game, then we'll just end the
Cool. Before we get to Klopp, what he said, did you guys see his reaction to the 2nd goal?
No.
He was just smiling like, not Liverpool's 2nd goal, Salzburg's 2nd goal. Where he's like,
It's
Oh
a game
man,
now.
this is a game.
But
This
he
is
enjoys
this is
competition.
good.
Yeah, he just
He-
competition.
He enjoys competition.
But it was
Here's the fourth goal here?
quality.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Let's see. Hold on, let me see this real quick. There we go.
Yeah, it's right there, bro. Look, stop, bro.
Oh, it was in a pass from Firmino in. Oh, nah, man, you can't do that. Man.
What?
You can't. Alright.
What?
That's what Firmino does, bro.
That's what Firmino does. Yeah,
He does.
I mean,
left touch. It was just how do you kill a ball like that and put it into?
wait. You think he tried putting it on goal?
No. I'm saying how the ball falls to Firmino from the get because it was like a.
Oh, you mean the so
Yeah,
the
but
whole
then,
play
and
was
then
chaotic. You mean it was all chaotic? It
Yeah,
just
of
happened.
course. Yeah.
but it's
that
not even,
Firmino that Firmino intends 100% to put that ball down for Salah. Yes, I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that there was a bit of a scramble near the box or whatever, and they were trying to get rid of it, and the rebound falls. It freaking skews off his leg. But all right, whatever. 4-3. I can't do nothing about it. All right, Jesse Marsh, you'll get your revenge in Austria. It's all good.
I'm looking forward to that game. I might take it off. I might take off. But you were saying about what Klopp said after the game.
Yes.
Completely agree with him. I mean, the guy knows what he's talking about.
Lost control.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesse Marsh went ahead and changed the lineup a little bit, and we didn't know how to react. And we were still thinking attack, while Marsh was, doing what he does. He was putting high pressure and then exposing the wings, and that's where we got hurt. And again, it goes down to Robertson and Trent not really doing their primary roles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with it. Hopefully we learn from it. This is the way to learn from it. Winning with mistakes. Now, if we start losing, that's going to turn into an issue because we can't afford to lose in any competition right now.
Well, that's a good preview, good foreshadowing to later conversation between Liverpool and Leicester. Well, we'll get to that next later on.
The next one that's coming up, actually, I was hopeful for because I was watching this game, Barcelona versus Inter. And 3 minutes in, you have the actual prolific Argentine right now, Lautaro Martinez, putting Inter up 1-0 after, I think it was a mistake, if I remember correctly. But he slots it in like he does, man. He's so good at finishing. I have to admit
Lukaku
that.
didn't play, right?
Lukaku did not
Why not?
play. I don't think
He's
so.
injured.
He's injured.
Okay.
Alright.
But
If he would have been on the field, he would have
taken
put
it
the
to
work to us.
Barcelona.
Yep. He would have had PK on a plate. That's what they were missing. Inter look great. They're top of the league in Serie A.
Crazy right now,
And Barcelona are not
2008
hot.
vibes, kind of, yeah.
It's
2008 vibes to hear that.
Yeah, Conte,
Inter-
man.
Inter
Is that
top.
yo? Do you think it's Conte?
I don't
Could be.
know.
yeah,
could
it
be.
has to be Conte.
And
Has
he
to
did
be
it with
Conte.
Chelsea.
It's yeah, but and he did it with Chelsea, but I think this is more of him. Like I feel like he feels more comfortable in City.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think he's the reason why that they're doing so good? Because
Absolutely.
I
Without
guess
a
so,
doubt.
because he knows he's not going to get the same pressure from English press after every match.
that's true.
He has more time to do what he wants with the team. And that being said, I thought Inter was actually going to take this game. I really did.
I think they deserved it. And I
you
think Barcelona is
had-
looking trash.
At the end of it, you had Suarez coming to the rescue, man.
So a lot of
And Messi is for us too.
so a lot of reports that I've seen for that game and a lot of Barcelonistas that I've been hearing have all said it was a good thing that you guys won, but it's also a bad thing that you guys won. A good thing, yes, the 3 points, whatever. But bad thing is because if you guys would have lost, that would have taught you a lot of things and guide you to fucking fix whatever needs to be fixed. Because the guy was like, yeah, we took shit.
Well, who's the reason? Like, you already said it. We want out.
I want Valverde out. And I want a very good coach in. And I want a coach that won't build a team around Messi. I want a coach who will start
Think of the
taking
future.
Messi out of the picture and just make him a key component. If it wasn't because of Messi, Suarez wouldn't have gotten the first ball,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
And that pass from Messi was quality.
Well, good for us, for the people that don't follow Barcelona and don't like Barcelona. But y'all had the chance to actually get rid of him this summer and decided not to.
Yeah,
Valverde?
hold on.
Yeah.
Oh no, they gave him a vote of confidence. At that point, I'm like, we're fucked. Why?
Mhm.
Why are they putting him on the field
Yeah.
as a
Good
coach?
vision
Like,
for us.
just move him on, start anew. I mean, Griezmann is going the way of Coutinho. He's not looking great. It looks like he's.
Have you seen all those photos?
Yeah.
First year versus senior year?
I know, absolutely.
Bro,
my man looks like he's homeless.
My man's looks bumming right now, bro.
Mhm.
He looks like
Stressed,
a
man.
bum.
I'm stressed.
I know.
He's all disheveled and like he looks like he just realized like he got himself into a big mess.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't know how to get out of it.
And it's going the same way that it did with Coutinho.
It really
he pushed, Coutinho pushed. He's like, I want to go there. I wanted to make it happen. I'm a quality player. He shows up. Everybody thinks he's trash.
And he stops playing.
He stops playing good. He's being criticized. He moves on. He's starting to look great again. And same thing is happening to Griezmann 6 months later or a year later.
Not great, but it's starting to look good. Do you think it's because of the way of the different tactic, completely different tactics from Simeone to Valverde?
It's actually a crazy point of view because I sent you guys that little highlight midweek about how Atletico Madrid tracked back and how everybody gives 100%.
7 players, man.
7 players.
From a corner kick, they all got back on the counter to defend their own box. And by the time they touched the ball in their third.
And I can't see Barcelona doing that.
It's crazy.
Not only that, I think he's also used to getting the ball from behind and making those counterattacks. You guys play touch. That might not be his way of playing.
He's a player on the break. How did France win? How did France win the World Cup?
Well, they dominated for the majority.
They would dominate, but they were also playing on the break.
Yeah, Giroud was like, he did
all the players spread it.
Yeah,
runners, Mbappe and Griezmann.
That's right.
And Griezmann's not playing that game anymore.
No.
He's just back and forth, swinging around, which is fine. It's good. But you didn't buy him to be a guy who just moves the ball around. You bought him to be on the break and give you that deft touch where you could just line it up for someone nice and clean. He's going to go the way of Coutinho if they don't change Valverde.
I think that's
Can we move it on though?
Game,
we went to talk to about Atleti, or can we move it on to them because that tracking back, I completely agree.
That team was phenomenal, man. I think we're definitely a strong team. Joao Felix got his opening goal for Champions League, so congrats to him.
More to come, baby.
More to come. Yeah, from that guy, he's dirty. But I mean, that game ended what, like 2-0, I think it was.
Yes.
Yes, 2-0.
So, who was it against? I don't actually forget who it was. I thought I didn't write it down because it wasn't that big of an opponent.
It was a smaller team.
But can you look it up for me real quick?
Yep.
I should put it up right here. So the laptop here. Let's go versus Locomotive. All right. Another game that we did want to kind of talk about briefly was Real Madrid and Club. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Bruges. So Marco's dressed the part today. Our Real Madrid correspondent.
He's got his earpiece hanging.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna. So on the real though, are Real Madrid's problems deeper than what we actually think? It's not. Is it like what's? Is it Zidane, Florentino Perez, Bale? Like what?
I think it's a combination of everything, man. I think it's just so many years of the same thing that it's starting to show. You start to see that there's a lot of lack. There's a lot of decisions made behind the scenes that end up not helping the team at all. Like the 3 years that we didn't buy anything, it kind of worked for us. But now that we need the players, we can't find the ones that we really should be looking for, and we're trying to adapt to the game of play that we're not used to yet. Like Zidane, I don't know if he's trying to do from the back, I really don't understand what his tactics are because they're not the same as the ones that he was playing 3 years ago.
Well, you said 3 years ago, and
or 2 years
I've seen
ago.
whatever years ago, but it kind of makes you think back to those 3 years ago. What was different? I saw a post saying that Zidane's a fraud. That the person
I've seen a lot of those.
That's the reason why he got to those Champions League finals.
Because of Ronaldo.
Correct.
Yeah, and the kid celebrated one of his goals, the 2 goals that he scored.
Goal.
And I thought, honestly, instead of getting mad, I actually thought it was hilarious. I'm like, that is one of the best trolls I've seen. He actually talked about it afterwards. He was like, yeah, I did it because I like Cristiano Ronaldo and I wanted to show him what they were missing. And I'm like, that's beautiful. Like you seeing what everybody else is seeing.
Marco was crying.
I was crying. I'm like, that's so nice.
That's the funny part. He trolled the entire stadium.
In the Santiago Bernabéu, he did.
And everybody was like,
with their biggest pride.
With their biggest pride that they have. And it's like, technically he's making fun of them, but everybody in the stadium's like,
yeah, you're
right.
If I would have been there, I would have stood up and clapped at it because I'm like,
no, but honestly, not even Ronaldo could do what he did.
Twice.
He fake miscontrolled it and scored on control twice. Like he looked like he was tripping over himself.
He didn't fake that. He was literally tripping.
Oh, do we really know that?
I think he faked that, bro.
Dude,
there's no way you can fake that, man.
On the first one, I can believe it.
I mean,
if you did it twice,
it's a heavy shoulder dip. You know, like it looks like he's stumbling, maybe, but That's a hard
Yeah,
thing.
Bro,
but-
that's you have to be like a really good actor to pull off
I
those.
think
Because
if
the
you
first
look
goal.
on, I think if you
I
look
mean,
on
he
replays on the
replicated
first
Ronaldo's
goal,
perfectly.
he is stumbling and he's leaning forward, but his head is up.
Like he knows what he's doing. Like he
Yeah,
knows where
like
he's
he-
going.
That's what I'm saying. He totally meant that, man. That's crazy.
What the fumbled kick?
No.
The second
The first goal I'm talking about,
What?
where he pretends to be
Dude,
tripping.
no, look at
his
his
head
feet.
is up, bro. His
His
head
head
is up
is-
the whole
I
time. He
know,
knows
but his
exactly what
feet
he's
were like
doing.
going somewhere else.
He has a point because when you're tripping, you're looking down because you're falling. But unless he's that trained
Come on,
to
you're
look up no matter what.
You're trained to look up.
Alright.
You're gonna go on the. You don't want to lose
The
control of the
bench
ball.
is divided, obviously. So we're just gonna stick with he made it look good.
Half.
And Ronaldo can never do
I
it.
think he meant both goals.
Big
I really
is an
do.
ultimate troll. Honestly,
Kudos to him.
kudos to
I
him,
fucking
bro.
feel
That was
bro.
awesome.
I think we
question,
should
quick
focus
question,
more on
though.
the fact though that I want to use his name, but we can't. Courtois got scored on like that twice.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't blame him.
He dove like before the guy even touched the ball.
Yeah.
No, they
But
were-
again,
He
it
was on the
goes to the
ground.
fact that this guy's
No,
just
man,
you can't
Courtois,
predict.
he didn't do it. I get it.
That's what I was
no.
going to.
He's tripping.
Is
but-
this Courtois' fault?
Yes. The second one was hand.
Yeah, so the second one, yes. The first one, it's debatable. Because the defenders also should have been on him and not allow him to receive that ball.
I mean, 1-on-1 on the keeper, you can't really blame the keeper. The guy.
No,
That's
but
the
he
thing.
completely dove out of his way. The guy didn't even fake shot. He just literally tripped.
So you see, this is the thing. And they're taught to hold, to not go for the player, don't go for the ball, go for the player, and read the player. So meaning read the player.
We're trying to
wait
read the
for
player.
ball.
We can't
He
read him.
threw himself. He's trained to do it. He's trained to hold
He was
and wait until see what
anticipating.
happens.
He was
He
anticipating
anticipated
where
it,
the
and
ball
he
was
should have
going.
never done that.
What was that? I think it was.
He could have waited
58
another
We should
3
get a
seconds.
goalkeeper on
It was
here
like
and
58
tell us
games
somebody.
or something like that. 58 or 53 games, 81 goals conceded.
Dude, he is.
But is it really his fault?
Yeah, dude, Gator Navas didn't have these crazy stats.
That would never happen to Kelito, bro.
Yeah, but also your defense wasn't that bad
It's
when
the
Caleb was
same
in goal.
defense that we
It's
had.
exactly the same defense.
It doesn't mean it has to be the same.
It's
That-
growing
the
in
levels.
age.
We saw what
Correct.
happened to Chelsea.
Correct, you're right. But the ones that Courtois lets in are ones that any keeper should have.
Courtois hasn't had any Henderson moments like Sheffield United's goal.
He's had, yes.
Has
Yeah,
he?
dude.
Like
Yes.
that.
Yes, this
Like
season.
that.
Yes.
Bro, he gets beat on the near post,
Almost.
shoulder height. What goalkeeper gets? And the guy was like, he's not even within the 6-yard box.
All right.
Look,
All right. I'm not gonna talk no more because I'm not a Real Madrid fan.
Courtois is not producing like he was producing at Chelsea.
Correct.
As simple as that.
Yeah.
He's not the same player that he was
It's
when he
not
was
the
at
same
Chelsea.
quality. It's not really. Is it?
And
But
you
Courtois
saw
also
it.
doesn't have the defense that he had at Chelsea.
Well,
Chelsea has a
was
solid defense.
No, it didn't
Not
either.
anymore, but-
He went for a very long time without being scored.
Okay.
So
Alright.
it's kind of hard not to.
Club Brugge. What do we feel about them?
Well, I don't know much about Club
Me either,
Brugge,
man,
to be
to
honest. But the fact that they were 2-0 up, that they had the gall, just like Salzburg, for example, to be 2-0 up in the home stadium of a big team, that just shows, again, proving what Erik said.
Cojones.
Exactly. They got him to show him. And, you know, this is football. Anything can happen. Erik Strada,
Facts.
2019.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to take any further than that because I don't know much about the team. I'm going to be talking in circles if we keep going about this game. Aside from the game, the last thing I want to bring it to, and the reason why I'm wearing my Puma home kit, not my her banana, because it's a new kit. I wanted to wear this to reminisce a bit about a time when we had a player and we developed him into the player he is today. People can't recognize that. But
God, bro.
Ronaldo, papa, Ronaldo
And
is cooking. Yeah. No.
he's cooking 4 goals.
He's cooking 4 goals. His Spurs ate them all up. So with that being said, we're taking it to Spurs hosting Bayern Munich, and I mean I'm gonna face it. I'm gonna bite the bullet right now. Bayern Munich love themselves, North London teams, because they gave us a spanking, but they also gave us a gift.
A gift of troll.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know,
Bayern
so
Munich.
Bayern, I hate you guys, Andrew. I know you're probably listening to this on the
Shout
road.
out to Andrew.
Shout out. Welcome to the Bundesliga. You may be happy right now, but still, thank you.
He
for
was
this.
thrilled, and he was like, he actually remembered because Eddie said, it's gonna be 6-0. I'm gonna be eating popcorn where I'm enjoying this, and I really wanted to text Eddie and be like, yo, what was that popcorn? Because he
was
must
on
have
point.
enjoyed it.
Eddie was on point.
7-2. He called it. Yeah. Even Andrew was like, no, I
Yeah,
this
he was
and
more
that. Like,
conservative,
He
yeah.
said 3-1. And he's like, yeah, I know that Spurs aren't just gonna be able to score, and they did twice. But
He
I
was
wasn't
confident though
expecting
about Lewandowski though.
Yeah.
Actually, that was one thing that really stuck with me after having Hendra on.
Yes.
His confidence in Lewandowski, I was like, wow, man, I really wish I felt that way about a striker on my team because we don't.
I can't right now.
I'm saying at that age though, like at
Correct.
30 plus.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That was awesome.
No.
And bro, that finish, oh my god, Lewandowski's last goal, that finish, the reverse. Oh.
That kind of brings up a good point. Should Lewandowski be considered one of the best players in the world right now? And is he better than
No.
Ernest?
He won't be because he's Polish.
Not off of one game.
But
And
no,
no, no,
it's
no,
not
no,
just
no,
one
not
game,
one
dude.
game.
He's been
Okay,
killing it right now.
Right now for this little period. What did he do?
No. He's
12 goals, 7 matches right now.
Okay. What did he do for Poland in the World Cup?
That's
the thing.
what I
That's
just
the
said
thing.
though. It can't just be
That's
because
the
he's
thing.
Polish, bro. It
No,
can't
not
just be
because he's
that.
Polish. It's because he didn't even produce when he was with Poland. Like he has to produce something. I can agree not getting out of the group, having scored 5 goals in a group stage, but still losing out because you lost all the games or tied too many. That's fine. But you have to produce something. You have to produce a goal. He didn't produce a goal.
This last World Cup, I think we were joking about it that he never scored a goal.
Exactly. He was trash, which is fine. You're great with your club team. And okay, he's doing great in the Bundesliga. And he's going to continue to do great. But he needs to now prove it in Champions League beyond the group stages. He had to prove it last year against Liverpool. That's where it came down to. A big game, and he didn't produce it.
So if Messi were Polish,
That's the thing. Like I wanted to. No. I wanted to bring it up, and I bit my tongue, and I didn't want to bring it up. But the only reason why is because Messi has actually made Argentina go to a final.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that's
Not winning it, but taking him there.
But yeah, they have like a big difference. Look at the teams they have.
Yeah, well, yes,
That's
that
a
too.
huge difference.
But like
Yeah,
meaning
bro.
like if yes, I get sometimes.
you got excited. You got excited.
Got excited. Yo. Okay.
You fucking love that thing, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, if Messi was Polish or Portugal was Argentina, I think it would be the basic.
Yeah.
But the difference is, like, all right, if Messi were Polish, Messi would have had to gotten them into, say, quarterfinals.
we don't know.
That would be a great
That's-
accomplishment. You know what I mean?
that's
Well,
just-
Argentina's
we're just
expected to go to the
assuming.
final where they did.
We're just assuming
But
that right at
let's-
this point.
why
I
is it about the
think
conversation?
at least
Lewandowski.
at club level, Lewandowski is definitely among world class right now
Yes.
because of his age and because of the form that he's showing.
But have we
That's it.
overlooked him over these
For
past
a minute,
years?
I don't know.
Yes.
Honestly, he's always produced at Bayern
Underrated.
Munich.
Could it be the fact
At
that
least
he
at
stayed at
Bayern
Bayern
Munich.
Munich?
He killed it. He killed it. Borussia. He's killing it at Bayern.
Because it's one thing to kill it for X amount of years when you have Robin and Ribery on the
Can I
wings
give you
too,
something here?
You know?
When he's not the only one, when the pressure isn't only on him, does he become better? That's the problem at Poland. He's the only one to go score goals. In this game against Tottenham, it wasn't him who scored all the goals. It was Gnabry. 4 goals.
I mean,
So that's where he has space
so you're
to
saying
appear.
he breaks under pressure. Is what you're saying?
I'm not saying he breaks under pressure. I'm saying he can't do it when the pressure's just on him. If the pressure's spread across multiple players, then he can do it.
I guess so.
I get
No,
what you're saying.
because-
I get what you're
no,
saying.
no,
though.
because-
he needs more. He needs more the tools next.
He needs better tools around him, and Gnabry is one of them. So obviously,
I mean, he had Robin ready for so long, and they've been aging, which is, I guess, a big kind of all. But I mean, holy crap! How many goals did Lewandowski have? Just one, and
I
assist.
believe it was. Wasn't it 2? I thought it was 2.
He had the other. Oh, I mean, yeah. Oh, he's 7 goals. I
Yeah,
thought
he
it was
had
6.
2.
I think it's 2.
He had 2, and Kimmich scored 1,
Kimmich, yeah.
Kevin scored. Yep. So
which is a nice goal.
Yeah,
can we talk about Coutinho? What are you guys thinking?
He's looking solid, man.
I'm seeing the Coutinho of Liverpool.
I think this is a good move for him.
No, but that creativity, that deft touch, that smart movement between the lines, that touch he gave Lewandowski with
He's
a little
becoming
flip
a
to the right.
playmaker. He's a playmaker now.
Yeah.
And that's what.
And what position was he taking up in Barcelona? He was left wing.
Know, man.
Where was a loose free player? It was Messi. So
But
Coutinho's coming into his own, and it's a
I
weird
can
move.
see it.
For me, it was a weird move.
Yes.
I don't think he ever expected to go
Yeah.
to.
Well, I mean,
Bayern.
who else is there right now? What's Thiago's there?
Thiago Alcantara, which that pass that he put through to Gnabry on the breakaway goal.
Oh my god,
That was
that was
amazing.
filth.
That was amazing.
You good?
I thought you were making fun of him.
Are you good?
No, I was coughing.
I'm just saying.
He was trying to hold it in. He couldn't.
I couldn't hold it in.
That's what she said.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, Bayern Munich gave him a thrashing 7-4. Thank you.
7-2.
7-2. What? 7-4. I'm sorry, I put a 4 next to as in the fourth game of docket.
7-2.
7-2. So thank you. That was a great gift. I think we're gonna pause it there real quick. Gonna go to halftime live. So guys, guys and girls, if you guys listen, please make sure you guys tune in to our future episodes. Halftime, we go live on Instagram. We have a debatable conversation. So make sure you tune in for that. We'll be back. We're in overtime.
OT whistle, baby.
OT whistle. Damn, man. It's been a long 90 minutes.
Dude, guys, honestly, at the Tech Ball this weekend, we had one of our followers and this was organic. This was awesome. And if you're listening, my bro, thank you for listening. So we were playing Tech Ball, right? And it's you'll actually see your video hopefully on YouTube if Marco from Red Bulls approves. We lost him, I think it was. He's a high schooler at Watch on Hills. I ain't gonna say his name. That's all you're gonna hear. But when we were talking, he said, "Hey, are you guys the Benchwarmers?" I'm like, "Well, we're all the Benchwarmers because we all warmed the bench." He's like, "Yeah, with overtime, right?" And I'm like, "Overtime?" He's like, "Yeah. I listen to you. I watch your YouTube videos." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was struck. I couldn't believe that
you were starstruck.
I was starstruck from the bench. It was awesome. So regardless, he got a jersey. He got a Benchwarmers. If you can see what Diego's wearing right now, if you like what he's wearing, hit us up. If you're, let's say, number 10 to comment on this video, you're gonna get a free jersey. Just hit us up and we'll see if we can get you a jersey out to you. But yeah, it was awesome. It was great. Thank you for listening. Spread the word to your friends. Yes. I hope your boy in Boundbrook also likes his shirt. And like I told you, hit us up and maybe we can get you on the podcast to talk about high school soccer. I know you're mid-season, so.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
God damn, yo. That was a full interview with him.
It was almost. It was nice because we had our official fake styler taking it to the Red Bulls freestylers.
Let's go.
Erik as well. They both put up a good fight, and it was actually pretty sweet to watch.
Yo,
that was
we gotta put
really
the gang
fun.
sign out there. What is it? Fake style.
Oh,
Yeah,
fake style.
Big style. That's finish.
I thought we were doing this.
But what's that?
That for fake styles.
Oh wait, I still can't do that. How do you do it?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, there we go.
Yo, honestly, I thought we were gonna win that game, bro. I thought we were gonna win that game.
Yeah, you had it too.
Because I knew if I could get it with my foot, I knew I was gonna screw him right there. Because I hit it better with my foot. If I can just get it over, it's been a wrap.
It was over.
Honestly, I was nervous.
I took it serious, bro.
I didn't take it serious.
I did. I was like,
I did it
Rebel freestyles right now.
Because then if I really commit and we lose, I feel bad.
Well, now I feel bad alone. But that was an awesome event, man. I want to do it again. All right, so first up, we're in overtime. We only have two, honestly, but we'll keep it short and sweet. Preview to this weekend's game. Erik, you won't be here. You're leaving us on Friday
I'm
tomorrow.
leaving tomorrow.
You're going back to the homeland.
His homeland.
My wife's homeland.
Your homeland.
Well, hers is yours, so.
Absolutely.
Yours, so.
I expect to come back 3 sizes bigger than I am now.
Oh my god.
Lots of eating to be had for the next 10 days.
Are you really, is that what you're most excited for, the food over there?
Yes. I want to go try different foods. My mother-in-law has done very good in feeding me a lot of the typical foods, but maybe I'll be trying some different types of foods.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little scared of getting sick because I always overdo it. But enough about me. Let's talk about the game on Saturday.
You better talk more about Liverpool himself.
I guess so.
Damn straight.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to it. Liverpool's hosting Leicester. Brendan Rodgers is going to Anfield. And Leicester are, I think, probably
they're third.
No, they're third, but everybody's kind of seeing them as like
a dark horse.
Not a dark horse, but everybody's excited for them this season.
Yeah.
Like they've actually shown signs of improvement.
Correct.
You have Jamie Vardy who's banging them in. The defense looks pretty solid, I guess. So
has the defense been tested though?
Not until Saturday.
It's the first
not
one,
until Liverpool, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think they played anyone like.
Who they end up losing to a couple weeks ago? Wasn't it Chelsea they lost to or no? It was right towards the end. They were doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was just like 2-1.
Yeah.
Something like that. But hey, they're looking solid.
They tied 1-1 to Chelsea. They lost 1-0 to United. But everything else, they beat Spurs 2-1, Newcastle 5-0. I mean, they played both Chelsea and United and Spurs. And so far, they've gotten a draw, a win, and a loss. So it's very much in the balance. It's very middle ground
Yeah.
for them. So I think this
Brendan Rodgers is a good coach,
this test against Liverpool, I think it's gonna be a good one.
I want to be honest. Brendan Rodgers is a good coach. He took Liverpool very close to winning it when we didn't have the type of squad we had. And he did it when he was just a coach. He wasn't actually the one making the calls. At that point at Liverpool, it was a committee. So he wasn't even choosing his players. Now he's got the power to choose his players. He's got great players. He's also a champion now. At least in the Scottish League, he knows how to be a champion. He knows what it takes to keep a championship. And he knows what it takes to bring it to a championship.
Do you rate Tielemans?
Yes. You don't?
What about Madison?
Madison is quality, bro. He's
Those two guys. The reason I ask is because those two guys have their stock has been going up a lot this season, and a lot of teams.
Madison brought it from since last season. Tielemans is bringing it this season, so it's a little early to say for him. Madison proved it towards the end of last season, and also continuing because usually over a break, you lose it and you don't get it back, or you're hot and cold. He's still continuing to bring it.
Yeah, he has a form.
Yeah, he was the one who sort of turned it around for against Tottenham, right?
Against Spurs, yeah.
Exactly, and he ripped it from the outside of the box, which is what makes me a little nervous because he can rip one like that on us, and against Adrian, he can score, and then they lock down the box, and that's it.
Speaking of goalies, when is Alisson back? Have you heard anything?
He's back into training, full training, but it's not been reported that he's going to come back yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be after the break.
That's wild that they're still. Oh my god! Even with I'm not trying to bash Adrian, or sorry Adrian, but still, even with a backup goalie, the fact that they're in the position that Liverpool are now, it's annoying.
Almost. It is very frustrating. We talked about that actually not too long ago. Because how Adrian just got picked up and
he was practicing in the 4th division with a squad in the 4th division in Spain as a free agent because West Ham didn't want him.
That's nuts, man.
It's insane, and it goes to the good fortune that Liverpool has had with scouting, but it also goes to what I was saying before about Brendan Rodgers that he didn't have that when he was there. So now he has that. Now I'm actually nervous about this weekend, and what I want to point out is that Liverpool can't lose. We have a 5-point cushion. And we need that cushion because we got 2 games against Man City. We have to. If we fall in one of those games, we're down to a 2-point cushion. If we lose both games, we're 1 point behind them. So point is, we need to keep our cushion with Man City, and by doing that, we have to beat all others, everyone else, and includes Leicester City this weekend.
So
results.
Yeah. Well, before we get, I kind of wanted to ask you more about this because we have been seeing a slight decline in the Liverpool defense.
Yes, that's why I'm nervous.
Van Dijk got broke, and you said that Robertson's been caught out of position a couple times already.
And you have Joe Gomez didn't look good at all.
Yeah, and
he was
now
having a bad game, man.
Well,
Yeah, I think between
his standards, I guess. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Between Gomez and Matip, though, it's there has to be one that stands out, and that's gonna. I think that's causing a problem.
It's definitely Matip. Matip is the better one in form, but he's hurt now, and Gomez hasn't had regular playing time.
That's true.
So, okay, we got lucky against Salzburg, but point is, he got some minutes under his feet, a full 90 minutes. He's gonna play with Van Dijk again. He should be good for against Leicester.
Well,
I think Salzburg is a better team than Leicester.
You think Salzburg is better than Leicester?
Yes.
Well,
I disagree with you on that. I think Leicester's a better team. I think they are more suited for this game because they are in the same, league, play the same style of football, and Brendan Rodgers does know Liverpool.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they'll be letting him 4 goals. That's for sure.
Yeah,
at least
Leicester?
I hope so. Yeah, Leicester.
I guess not, but I don't think Liverpool will be letting him 3 goals against Leicester either.
But they did against Salzburg.
Yeah. Which is going to be encouraging.
Which I think is a better team. That's why I'm saying.
And I disagree with that. They don't have a Vardy. And
Okay.
if you want to say that the kid who had a pretty good breakout is Vardy,
I'm just saying that Liverpool knows Leicester a lot more than they knew Salzburg. So Liverpool had a hard time facing Salzburg.
Sure.
But they know Vardy. They played against Vardy. Vardy's put us on our ass a couple times, but in the last couple of years, that's been done with. That's over with. He's not going to do it to us again. So hopefully this weekend, I'm seeing a 3-2 result in favor of Liverpool.
That's your score prediction?
That's my score prediction.
I'm going to give it 2-2.
2-2?
I think it'll be a draw.
2-0 Leicester.
Who do I have on my team?
This reminds me, by the way.
I think I already made my changes. 2-1.
For
Liverpool.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
yeah.
no. I want Leicester to win, but
Wait, so say it.
no, it's being
I
smart.
Let me know. I'm the
don't
only one that's. All
No,
right.
I don't think that's gonna. Liverpool are gonna lose Anfield. I highly doubt that. But I could definitely
Not
see it.
twice. Well, they didn't lose it, but they
2-0
kind of
Leicester,
did.
bro.
It felt like a loss. It felt like a loss. So yeah, you're right. But I think that's also going to rile us up to fix our defense this weekend. Absolutely. So
All right.
We'll see about that. Now, to kind of end things off, I think there's a very sore subject for somebody here today. Diego. I know, and I'm gonna try, all banter aside. I do have some serious questions for you because we all know the positions that our teams are in, especially United. Being the great team that it is and once was.
Mhm.
So I have a couple of questions I want to ask you, and if you guys have anything too, please definitely. The first thing I want to kind of run by you is this is the worst away form for United since 1989, and this is supposed to be a rebuild season for you guys with Ollie. So and you guys have been given the tools and resources. What's your view on this game? On this stat?
On the stat?
Yeah.
I think it shows the fact that I said before that I didn't agree with signing him so early after the board said they were gonna wait. That doesn't mean that I'm not backing Solskjaer as our manager, because I believe if you are a fan or a supporter of a club, you should do that. Up until the point where you see that there are problems starting to surface, which I would agree to is now. Because what I would be doing then is just blindly trying to back up something that's not working. And I think I would look silly at that point. So am I at the point where I'm starting to get nervous? A little bit. I'll admit that.
Okay.
Because after not beating teams that were definitely, I would say, easier to beat, Astana being one, Rochdale, tying to Rochdale is another. The three ties that we had so far from the end of last season and the beginning of this one, such as Huddersfield, Southampton, and Wolves, those are all teams I feel like they should be able to beat. So I'm not sure. I think Newcastle this weekend is gonna come help us out, because if he fails to beat Newcastle, or worse yet, if they lose to Newcastle, I think that's gonna be some serious questions afterwards.
Well, you brought it up. The time is now that you're starting to worry a little bit.
Mhm.
No shots on goal today against AC Akmar. That is
At Alkmaar.
crazy alarming. And Jesse Lingard walks off injured.
Yeah,
too.
as a sub.
As a sub. So
As a
two
sub,
questions
which
on
is
that.
worse.
What's your opinion on no shots on goal? And is Jesse Lingard a flop, or is he still a prospect? Because he's still a prospect. He's an older prospect.
So the no shots, it's true. Although they had 3 block shots, which obviously aren't going to register as a stat. There was a play that they had on the wing that I believe Dan James takes on. He brings it all the way to the byline and he cuts it back. Mason Greenwood hits it first time, and it beats the goalie. But between the goalie and the shot, obviously there was a defender who was in the right position, and it hits off of his leg and it bounces out. There were at least 2 other shots that were like that, which obviously aren't going to register because they're blocked. That doesn't count as on target because it wasn't even on goal per se. It didn't get to that point. The fact is, they should have had at least one where they made the goalie work for it, and they didn't have that. They looked really flat. And the weird thing is that we have a midfield of, let's say, Matic and Fred, and I felt more relieved when Solskjaer put on McTominay.
It's funny. I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, now I think the game will change.
Yeah, and that's the thing. McTominay, for all the credit that we're giving him and the goal he scored and everything, he's still young. He's still 22. He hasn't had that much first team experience. Granted, he's been featured a lot, but I would say in hindsight, compared to other players like Jesse Lingard, he doesn't have first team experience. And I thought it was kind of unfair about the fact that we have to put up 18-year-old, literally he just turned this week, 18-year-old Mason Greenwood. We have 21-year-old Daniel James, 22-year-old McTominay. I don't know where to go. The fact that Rashford is 21, I was watching an interview that Mourinho had, I believe it was on Sky, where he's talking about, yes, Rashford is 21, but he's been in the first team for 5 years. So what is he doing? And that's the first time I've ever seen Rashford in that light. And of course, obviously, so the people are like, oh my God, Mourinho knows, like he's such a genius. Like, of course he knows. He freaking coached him for 3 years. What are you talking about?
Mhm.
Of course he's gonna know his player. He's gonna know his strengths and his weaknesses. I never saw Rashford's weakness in the fact that this season he's not doing the basics. He's not doing what he used to do.
Yeah.
There was highlights where, especially in that match versus I believe it was Rochdale, he wasn't doing the runs like either on the inside or the outside of the defender. He was staying stuck to them. So it's alarming. Back to what I said about Justin Lingard actually having first team experience, I think while injuries are never an excuse to hide behind, that's definitely hindering. The fact that we rushed Pogba back onto the pitch and now he's injured again for maybe another 2 to 3 weeks is annoying. The fact that Martial is hopefully being back, because he posted today about training and getting back to full fitness. I'm hoping that he comes back. But I think it shows a more glaring problem, which is team depth. The team depth just isn't there for the players that he needs to make an effect onto the pitch. Sure, we may have 4 or 5 midfielders in Gomez, Mata, Matic, Fred, you name it. But when it comes to players that make a difference, they were saying it on the Spanish broadcast. Someone that the word is that this equilibrio, someone to change the game, someone to impact the game. Really, I only see Dan James doing that, and we just signed him. It shouldn't be that way. He should be doing that together with someone else.
Yeah.
Lingard, Rashford. Lingard coming on as a sub, and then getting injured and coming off early, and then getting finally left off of the England squad, which I think is the bigger red flag.
That's huge.
That fool has been on the English squad for years now, whether or not he's been doing well, and I think now that he's been dropped for, I would say, the likes of other stock. I remember reading something that there was 4 Chelsea players in the English squad now, which is the most that they've had in a while. It was, I believe it was Mount, Abraham, Tomori, and Barkley.
Yeah, Barkley. That's a lot.
Before, though, that would have been United too.
Correct.
If we had a healthy players or whatever. Right now we have Wan-Bissaka out.
I mean, I think it's Lingard's fault because he has more YouTube videos than he has games played this season.
The funny, like, the joke about him is that he's a young prospect, and the thing is, like,
he's 26 now.
I think this is it. I really think this is it.
This is as in, like,
I think this is it, as in serious questions have to be asked of him, because again, and I'm pretty sure I alluded to this before. If he weren't homegrown and if he weren't English, we wouldn't be talking about Justin Lingard at all. He would be out. He'd be out. True. And I feel bad because, of course, as an academy player, I would want to back up my academy players, but it's
a couple questions for you.
I have one last one if it's okay. You want to take the last? Go ahead.
If only you
chicken scratch. You can't read it, guys.
If only you could read it.
What about it?
All right, so obviously we've all seen the reports that came out about what Arsene Wenger said.
Yes.
How coaching United would be a dream job for anybody.
Oh my God.
Now, with all banter aside, like, in honest opinion,
sure, I appreciate
given what's out there right now, roly poly oly, because that's how I wrote it down. I got stuck in my head now. Would you want Ollie and pick up Arsene if that's gonna be the outcome post
I
guess Christmas break?
I think picking up Arsene Wenger would be a plus over Solskjaer right now. Why? Because he would have a clear vision on what to do. He has experience on how to do it, and he would go in with authority. Why I don't want it to happen is because it would be the greatest banter line for all of you cuckovers. and you'd be hitting us with it for years. It's correct. Like, oh, you got an Arsenal reject. I can just hear all the chants.
So Arsenal to save the day.
So honestly, it doesn't change my opinion over the fact that Wenger's a good coach, but I would say no. I did hear reports about, and Eddie asked me this, about Massimiliano Allegri learning English.
Oh, I saw
and
that
too. People were starting to report that he's taking English lessons, and they think that the reason why is a rumor is that he wants to post up for the United job.
No, you're not going to. You guys are coming to us for Emery next season.
No, but reports came out today that Allegri said he doesn't want to. He's not going to either United or Madrid is done.
All right, question for you.
Give me.
Pick one Arsene, David Moyes, Bengal, Mourinho, or Rolly Polioli to coach your team for the next 10 years?
For the next 10 years? If I had to choose between them?
Yes.
Shit. That's a hard one.
Arsene, David Moyes, Bengal, Mourinho, or Rolly Polioli?
That's a tough one,
I
man.
mean,
My instinct was gonna say Mourinho, but I feel like
breakdown for that.
I
feel
literally
like
named the
it would
last 4 coaches you've had and Arsene. Pick one. Come on.
Yeah, that's true, bro. No banter.
You're on the hot
bro.
seat.
Banter
Banter
aside.
aside.
nah, man.
It's an honest
I don't-
question.
Nah, dude. I
And-
would go back to Mourinho, man.
Mourinho.
If it was out of that stock,
Okay. Pick one or the other to stay. Woodward or your current ownership group?
no, the current ownership group.
Keep them?
The Glazers, you mean?
Yeah, the Glazers. That's what they call
So
them.
if we switch out the Glazers but keep Woodward, is that
Yes.
what you're saying?
One
I
or the
understand. I would keep Woodward if it meant taking the Glazers out.
Okay.
Because what I've come to understand is that they're definitely running the club as a way to get themselves out of debt, and I don't like that. I really don't like that.
That's
United has posted gains over gains in the last 3 to 4 seasons, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and it's all been rerouted towards paying off the Glazers' debt, which still hasn't been completely balanced. And I think if they continue doing that, that could be the root of all problems. The fact that they don't see the value in, for example, a director of football because they're too busy trying to get out of the red. So if it meant keeping Woodward, which I think is also part of the problem, I would say I would remove the Glazers at that expense, whatever.
And last question. Do you have to change out your whole team or are you just missing a few key pieces?
No, I really think key pieces because one of the most glaring, and you guys won't believe me, but it doesn't matter. One of the most glaring stats right now is that United have the best defensive record in the league up until this point. Their XGA, which is their
yes.
their expected goals allowed, is less than the goals that they've actually been scored on. So they've conceded and received 7 goals. Only Leicester have received less with 5. So I think defensively we've definitely improved. Someone that we need is up front, and I would say maybe a midfielder that can create something for us.
All right, I made one note here, and I think you know what it is.
What?
Stat troll. You're a fucking stat troll.
I'm not trolling. I'm being
You're not
real.
trolling, but it's like you're using the stats to say that you're better than you are. Get at it.
I'm trying to look at it from your point of view, and the way I'm perceiving is the way you perceive whenever I talk about Arsenal, is that you're patting yourself on the back right now.
Nah, not
For your
even.
son, that's not good.
No, I gave the amount of goals that we. Who else has conceded less than 7 or 5 goals? Do you know?
No, of course
Nobody.
not. Because you're the stat troll.
Because those are the only 2 teams.
Correct, but
So how could you? What I'm saying is, how would you be able to get at a defense for defensive problems if they're doing the job? You just said it yourself. Liverpool isn't doing what the defenders aren't doing their main job, which is defending. They're scoring, which is great. That's a great plus. But if they're not doing what they're getting paid for, what's the point of having them in the back?
I can turn this into a bashing on Man U, but I think I've done good, and Eric's done great with us not bashing on you. You've given us some honest answers. I appreciate that, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I can't.
Yeah.
I
I think
we've done good. I think we've given the audience a nice, solid overtime here.
Yeah, for real. That was actually pretty good, man. I like your honest opinion on that because it's kind of hard to get that out here sometimes. And all we do is banter each other.
That's fun. So,
Marco, anything? You've been quiet this whole time.
Done?
Oh wow!
damn.
My man.
Well, I hope you guys
out.
are still on
He's
listening.
checking-
I was checking our
fantasy.
Instagram and I just forgot what you guys were talking about. It was more interesting. Nah.
With that being said, I think we can sign off. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this episode. Again, if you want to catch us on the platforms, you can do so on the following ways.
Fuck, I lost my paper. What is it? Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Podcast, and Spotify. Yeah.
The one that
Benchwarmers FC.
Oh, I don't have Spotify.
And you can find us by searching Benchwarmers FC.
Damn.
Make sure you guys give us a follow, comment, let us know when you want to join and what you want us to talk about on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Benchwarmers FC.
And if you want to catch highlights of our video, of our podcast itself, or Tech Ball.
Tag ball!
You can catch us on YouTube at Benchwarmers FC TV.
And make sure you drop us a line if you want to write to us. Reach out to us if you want us to come to a town near you or your own, if you have
In
any
the tri-state.
fairs or any events in the tri-state area,
Or closer, please.
by emailing bench@benchwarmersfc.com. And when you get to any of our social media channels, be it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, make sure you follow, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get all of our videos on time. We want to hear from all of our listeners.
Can you also get a reading?
Yes, if you would kindly give us a rating, drop a rating for us for our podcast. We'd greatly appreciate it. All of your help and your feedback, that'd be great and much appreciated.
That being said, I think we can sign off. Peace out.
Peace.